Forex market structure, also known as highs and lows, refers to the price levels that a currency pair reaches during a specific period. Wrong structure identification will lead you into making bad trading decisions, and understanding Forex market structure can greatly enhance your trading skills and results. If you are ready to level up your trading game, hit that subscribe button and let me show you practical tips on how to spot ideal market structure on the chart and use them to anticipate future price movements. So right here, guys, before we proceed to the chart, okay, you need to understand that market structure plays an important role in Forex trading because they provide us valuable information about market trend, price pattern, and potential support and resistance levels. Okay, so understanding these key levels is important in your trading journey. So in the context of Forex trading, highs and lows refers to the price levels that a currency pair reaches during a specific period. Okay, so the high represents the peak reached right here, all right, while the low represents the lowest point, right, of a particular swing. We have this right here. So right here we have another peak, okay, which is a high here, and then we have another low which represents the lowest price achieved right here. Okay, so when a currency pair forms lower lows, okay, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, this high is lower than the previous high and this low is lower than the previous low. So we have another series of lower high here and then lower low. Okay, so when a currency pair forms this progression of lower lows and lower highs, it signals a downward trend. All right, on the other hand, as you all know, when a currency pair forms series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, all right, obviously as we can see, this high, higher low, right, is lower than the previous high. Okay, so we have another series of higher high and higher low in that progression. So when a currency pair forms higher highs and higher lows over time, it indicates an upward trend, as we all know. Okay, so how do you identify a valid market structure, or how do you identify a valid high and low? All right, so here on the chart, some traders mark out their structures like this. They mark here as their peak, right, their high, and they mark this level as their low. They mark this as their high and they mark this as their low. Okay, so guys, this is not totally wrong because obviously as you can see, this high right here is lower than the previous high, okay, and this low is lower than the previous low, okay, indicating a downward trend. So these are actually downward trend structures. Okay, so marking your structures like this is not totally wrong, but one thing you need to know is that marking these structures this way signifies that this is just one swing. All right, so we have our swing move, okay, to be this way, right, and then we have this and then this. All right, so all of these are called internal structures. These are internal structures giving us one swing. So what this implies is that these are not break of structures. These levels here are not break of structures, rather they are called break of previous low or break of previous high. Okay, so this is break of previous low, this is break of previous low. Now, using Forex terminologies, technically you can call this break of structure, but ideally it is not a break of structure. Okay, so that you can be able to decipher the differences. So right here you can see that this is, like I have said earlier, this is break of previous low and this is break of previous low. Right here we have a valid break of structure. So guys, this is a valid break of structure right here. Okay, why is this a valid break of structure? Why are these not valid or ideal break of structure? Okay, so let me show you a quick one right here. As you can see, guys, like I always say, after break of previous low, whether break of previous low or break of major structure, we have our inducement sitting right here. Okay, we have inducement sitting right here as well. All right, as at the time of the formation of this swing, this became our inducement after this break right here. Okay, so once price again pulled back, break our previous low, our inducement shifted from here, right, to this zone right here. Guys, I hope you're following. So this inducement migrated from here to here. All right, so right here we have our break of previous low. So how do we now mark out our valid structures? First off, while marking out your structures, you start from the lowest point for a downward trend. Okay, you start from the lowest point. So from this swing right here, where is our lowest point? We have our lowest point right here. All right, so we want to see if there is an inducement takeout of this low. If there is, then we'll validate this as our valid low. Okay, now right here you can see that there is no inducement taken out here, right? There is no inducement taken out at this zone. Okay, so we do not have a valid major structure low here. All right, this is just a low of a downward trend. And then right here, okay, we have another low of a downward trend. Inducement was not taken out. Like this, there is no inducement taken out. So guys, like I have said earlier, okay, these are just what break of low, break of previous low, right? And this is just one swing. Okay, so on that note, these are internal structure swings. All right, and then the major structures have confirmed once there is what liquidity sweep. So after break of previous low right here, we have our inducement sitting here. Okay, as we all know, if you have not watched my video on inducement to get a proper understanding, you can watch the video on this channel. So right here, after liquidity sweep or inducement sweep right here, okay, this becomes our confirmed major structure low. All right, but if there is no liquidity sweep like here, these are all internal structures, internal structures, internal structures, internal structures high. So right here we have our valid structure low. So this is where we can now call our valid break of structure if price comes, below this price level. Okay, so right here now guys, how do we now identify our major structure high? Our major structure high, right, is valid when it breaks a major structure low. Okay, so we can have these, right? We have a structure high here, we have another structure high here, but these are not major structures. Okay, so obviously we can see that this high, right, broke this previous low, but this is not a valid major structure because it did not break a major structure low right here. All right, so right here we can see that this is a valid high. This is a valid high because it broke a major structure low. Okay, so how, again, let me repeat, how do we validate our structure low? We validate our structure low after it has swept liquidity, and then we validate our structure high afterwards breaking major structure low. Okay, so sometimes we can see internal structures like this. Let's see from here, you can see internal structures like this. All right, now these are breaking previous low but have not yet swept this major structure. So this is not going to be a valid structure high because what it is breaking, right, it is internal structure lows, internal structure lows, internal structure lows. It is not breaking, it has not broken the major structure. So once this low is still protected, guys, we do not have a valid major high. So if there is a major structure break around here, this remains what? Our major high, and all of these are internal structures. Guys, I hope you're following. So let's take a look at the next scenario. So guys, as we can see here on the second diagram, okay, we have a break of structure here. Why is this a valid break of structure? Because this low took out inducement from this zone. All right, so this becomes a valid low. All right, so we have a break of major structure right here. Okay, this is a break of major structure here, so this becomes our valid high right here. Okay, because it broke the major structure right here, right, that took out inducement from the previous high here. Okay, so guys, moving on, we have another break of previous low right here. All right, yes guys, you can call this break of structure, but technically this is not an ideal major structure break. Okay, this is an internal break of structure. All right, why? Because this low is not confirmed because it did not take out any inducement, so it is not a major structure, it is an internal structure. And after this break here, we have a break, right, of this previous low, but this is not a valid major structure high. Why? Because it did not break a major structure low. All right, so we have a break of internal structure here and then an internal structure high. So these are the differences. Okay, so right here, what happened after this break of previous low here, we have our inducement sitting right here. Okay, so after inducement taken out here, guys, after inducement taken out, we have our low confirmed. This is not a valid low because this is the lowest point, right, of this swing. So right here, this is not a valid low. Okay, it is an internal structure as well. So as you can see, after price took out this previous high, all right, we have our verified structure low here. Okay, major structure low right here. So guys, then we have a valid break of structure here. So one thing you need to understand, guys, okay, this becomes our valid low. Okay, this becomes our valid high, this becomes our valid low, and this becomes our valid high. So if we are to draw these structures right now, we are obviously going to draw it like this. Okay, this way, and this way, and then we'll have another break below. So this is what I mean by no, this is a swing move and all that. Once inducement or liquidity has not been swept, that structure, that swing is an internal swing or internal structure. Okay, so moving on, having identified our major structure highs and lows, how do you now trade between these structures? Okay, so this is a major structure high right here. Okay, and then we have a major structure low here because it has taken out inducements from this swing. So we have a major structure low here. What does this imply? So what this implies is that whatever is going on between this high and this low are all internal structures. Okay, so the only way we'll have a valid change of character will be when price does what? Breaks this structure high. All right, so whatever is happening right here are internal structures. So even if price swept inducement from here, right here, or even chooses to go higher like this is not change of major structure character. It implies that you are still in a downward trend because this high is still protected. This is our structure high. All right, so this is one wrong thing most traders do. Okay, trading between this high and low, you need to understand that they are all internal structures. All right, do not see it as change of character. So this still remains our major high. All right, and this still remains our major low. Okay, major high, right, because it broke major structure low. So we do not have another major structure break downward here. So this remains our protected what? Low, because price did what? Took out inducement from here. Guys, I hope you're following. So some traders, okay, often use these highs and lows to establish their entry point and exit point for their trade. So if you do not know how to mark these structures correctly, then obviously, guys, you are going to mark this structure as your change of character. Or most beginners, most novice traders can also mark this level here as their change of character. No, guys, that is the wrong thing to do. So if you don't know how to mark your structures, once price break this level right here, then you are going to see it as change of character. Some breakout traders who will just enter their positions from here to go long will definitely be stopped out. So guys, understanding how to mark your structures will help you in making informed trading decisions. Having identified these major structures, that does not mean you cannot trade internal structures. No, you can actually trade internal structures and still make profits from the forex market, and which I also teach this in my mentorship program. Right, you must not have to always wait for major structures. You can also ride the trend as well. So right here, what happens if price breaks our major structure right here? Right, then our high will be transferred from here. Okay, our major structure high will be transferred from this level right here, okay, to this level right here, having identified our major high. All right, so we can keep riding the trend, all right, until we have something like this. Okay, until we have a confirmed low, all right, something like this. So on that note, this becomes our confirmed major low. So you can now trade in these internal structures, right, until we have another break of structure. So guys, this is the major way to trade your structure. So right here, this is our major structure high, and all of these are not change of character. This is not change of character. We only have our change of character after break of major structure high. All right, so guys, I hope you understand this concept. So let's get to the chart and have a clearer view and clearer picture of this concept. So guys, right here on the chart, we can see that the price switched from an upward trend, right, to a downward trend. So let's do a quick breakdown on this chart, okay, so that you can understand how to mark out your structures correctly. All right, so as you can see, market switch from a higher highs, right, to a lower high and lower low structure. So right here, guys, we have a break of structure here, break of internal structure, right, and then after that, where is our inducement? We have our inducement sitting here. So price came, swept inducement or liquidity from here, right? So that's what happened, confirmed here as our major structure high for an upward trend. All right, so if price breaks this level, this becomes our major structure break. Okay, so what happened afterwards? Market broke this structure, right, confirming this our major structure low. So this becomes our change of character, like I illustrated for the sell scenario. This becomes our change of character once price breaks this level, right? So right here, guys, as you can see, okay, let me zoom this a little. So as we can see here, price broke our major structure right here. All right, we have our inducement sitting here. Okay, so afterwards, price came, took out our inducement right here, and instead of price going higher, what happened? We have a lower high right here. We have a lower high right here, but this does not confirm a downward trend or change of character because these are internal structures. So we are only going to have our change of character after the major structure low has been taken out. Okay, we have a price close strongly below that level. All right, or series of other candle follow suit in a downward progression. So guys, this will confirm this our major structure break. So having said that, we can clearly see, guys, that we have a valid change of character right here. All right, so after change of character, break of structure, whichever one, where is our inducement? We have our inducement sitting here. All right, so what happened after change of character? Price went back up, took out liquidity from this inducement. So after price took out inducement from this zone, it has confirmed this valid low. Okay, so whatever is happening here are internal structures until we have a break of our major structure right here, because this low has been confirmed. All right, so once we have our break of structure right here, we have our valid high right here. Okay, so our high is not right here because this is the highest point of the swing. Okay, so guys, hope you can clearly see this right here. We have our inducement taken out here. Why? Because this is our inducement zone and this is our valid low. After break of major structure, this becomes our confirmed high. All right, so let's proceed, guys. So moving on here, guys, we can see after our break of structure right here, okay, where is our inducement? We have our inducement sitting here, as you can see. So after price did what? Took out inducement, what happened? We have our low confirmed. All right, so once market breaks this structure, right, this is a major structure, then our high is confirmed. So whatever is happening here are internal structures. So guys, where is our valid high? Where is our valid low? Okay, so this becomes our valid high, right, and then this becomes our valid low. Still correct. Now moving on, guys, we have our major structure break here. Where is our inducement? So our inducement is the last pullback after a break of structure. We had inducement sitting here before, right? So after this break, right, we have inducement shifting from here to here because we have another valid pullback here. All right, so what happened afterwards? We have another valid pullback around this zone right here. Guys, if you have not watched my video on pullback, kindly watch the video. We have candlestick pullback, we have swing pullbacks. So you need to understand how to mark out these structures, pullbacks, inducement, liquidity, to be able to have proper understanding of what price is doing and also make informed trading decisions. So we have a valid pullback right here, as you can see. Okay, so this is where our inducement is sitting. So this is a valid last pullback. All right, so here we have this. Okay, so what happened? Price took out inducement from here, validating this our low, major structure low. So our low moves from here, right, to this level. So guys, where is our major structure low? Right here, so you can see, okay, we have our major structure low here, which has been confirmed, and we have our major structure high, which is this level. So guys, this implies that even if this market trades like this, okay, we are still in a downward trend. Okay, so we are still in a downward trend. If market breaks this structure, this is where we have a valid change of character to continue buying. All right, so you need to understand how to mark out this structure so that you will not be carried away. So guys, sometimes price can move upward like this to mitigate something around here. There's a POI sitting around here, and once price stops here, okay, some traders would mark this as their chalk, and what happens? Price will push lower, right, stopping all the traders out. So you need to understand this concept to avoid some of these traps. Okay, so right here we have our break of structure, major structure here. Then where is our valid high? Okay, so here becomes our highest point, right, of this swing. Okay, so after inducement taken out, this becomes our high that broke this structure, the highest point of this swing. So this becomes our major high. So afterwards, where is our inducement? Okay, so guys, let's mark out our inducement. So where is our inducement? This becomes our inducement, right, that broke our major structure. And what happens after break of structure? Markets did what? Pushed higher, swept, took out inducement, took out liquidity from here, and pushed lower. So right here we have our major structure low here, which is confirmed, and right here we also have a break of structure right here, confirming this, right, our high. Right, so what happens? So our high transfers from here, okay, to this level. Okay, and then we have our valid low to be here. And like I said, guys, okay, this becomes our break of structure. All right, so moving on here, after break of structure right here, where is our inducement? Okay, so let's take this right So where is our inducement? Right here. So right here, as we can see, inducement, right, has shifted from here, moved down to this zone, and then we have our last inducement zone right here. Okay, inducement swept, moved from this level, there was no inducement taken out, there's no liquidity sweep around this zone, so we keep having series of inducement. So all of this is one swing, right? They are all internal structures because they did not take out liquidity. I hope you can see this clearly. Let me zoom this chart a bit, okay, so that we can see a bit clearly, right? So right here, as you can see, after inducement have been taken out right here, okay, we're expecting price to do what? Push lower. But what happened? Price pushed higher. So right here, we now have our chalk around this zone. So once there's a chalk here, we're expecting a deeper pullback on the chart to mitigate any existing unmitigated order block or POI, right? As you can see. So right here, we're expecting a deeper pullback. Then we continue in our progression. Like I said, I also teach how to trade internal structures in my mentorship program. You can sign up to have a one-on-one coaching on trading these concepts. All right. So right here, after our chalk, what happens? Where is our inducement responsible for the chalk? Right here, we have our inducement sitting here. Okay, so after inducement taken out, this confirms as a valid structure high. Okay, so we have a break of structure here like this. Where is our inducement? We have our inducement sitting right here. All right, after price sweeping inducement from here, we have what? A valid low right here. So guys, this continued in this progression until we identified our existing POIs. All the POIs here have been mitigated. Our order flow right here has been mitigated. So everything here has been mitigated. Our last zone is our chalk, which is right here. This is our highest point, like I showed us earlier. And once price breaks this level, right, this becomes our chalk. Okay, so we are expecting to see price, break above or respect this zone. So right here, you can see that obviously, irrespective of this internal structure buy move, okay, we are still in a downward trend, which I have showed us earlier. Some persons will see this as a chalk. This is not chalk. Why? Because this is just a sweep of that high. Remember, without liquidity, without inducement, price cannot push higher or lower. So we cannot question the market makers for coming to see liquidity at any zone of their choice, right? Probably there are others sitting at that zone. So right here, as I said earlier, okay, this is not chalk. As you can see right here, this is just what? A liquidity sweep around here. Price did not break above. So if price had broken above and we had series of more bullish candles, then a retest at this zone, guys, then we can go long. But right now, like, that is after inducement or liquidity sweep, right? So guys, this is not what? A change of character. So on that note, after market sweeps this high, what happens? We see price push lower, breaking what? Our major structure. Remember, this has already swept this high, all right? It has taken out inducement from here. So all of these are internal structures and our high is still protected. This is a major structure high. So all of these happening right here, right? All of these are internal structures, right? Until price devalidates this protected high. So guys, there's an important concept I want you to understand in marking out your structures, your major structures, high and low, okay? So if you don't understand this concept, you can watch this video over and over again, or you can sign up for my mentorship program, where I open the eyes of my mentees to see things differently, think differently, and trade differently from other retail traders, okay? So right here, guys, on the chart, as you can see, something happened here, right? You can see that we have, after this pullback right here, okay, after taking out inducements from here, we have our major structure high right here. All right, so what happened after break of structure again? Price took out inducements. Okay, we ought to have expected something like, a pullback like this, sweep this high and then drop lower. But what happened? Price actually swept inducement from here and also swept the major structure high right here. Okay, swept the major structure high. So this implies that this high, right, have taken control or taking charge of this high, major structure high. So we just have our swing this way, right, and this way. Guys, are you following? So right here, I'm going to now go ahead to delete this structure low because our structure low have been transferred from here to here, okay, because the high as well has been transferred from here, okay, to this zone. So another thing happened right here. All right, so let me take this out. Okay, let me take this out. So another thing happened right here. Okay, we have another break of structure right here. We have our inducement taken out. Okay, we have our break of structure. Then guys, another thing happened here. Can you see that clearly? This high has been swept, just like we had in this previous scenario. This high has been swept by this other move right here. So what happens? Our high is now transferred. This is our major structure high. Okay, so our major structure high is now transferred from here, okay, to this zone. All right, so this implies that also our low will be transferred from here to here. All right, so since these zones are equal and there is a sweep, liquidity sweep around this zone, then we'll transfer our major highs and lows. All right, so right here guys, okay, we have a major structure high transferred from here to here. Okay, why? Because there is a sweep of this major high. So it's as if this high right here now, this current high, has collected, you know, the position of this other high. All right, so right here as well, our low is transferred from here to here. Okay, so this is another concept you need to understand in marking your structure. So what this implies right now is that these are all internal structures, right? Because this high has swept all the liquidities around the zone. So if we're marking our structures right now, it is going to be something, okay, this is a major structure right here. It's going to be something like this, all right? Like this and this. Okay, so all of these right now are internal structures. So guys, you need to understand this and trade this correctly. So even if price have gone beyond this zone and you come onto the chart while price is around this zone, and you know you want to mark out your structures, you can get a clearer understanding and clearer picture of what is obtainable. Okay, so remember, in forex trading we use the past to predict the future. So if you do not know how to properly analyze the past, you make mistakes in analyzing the future. All right, so moving on guys, right here, since we have our high around this zone, we have our low here, we have a major break of structure right here, and afterwards, after break of structure, where is our inducement? So right here, as you can see, we have our inducement sitting here. This is our last pullback around this zone. Okay, we have our inducement sitting here, and after inducement is taken out, do not mark this as chalk. All right, do not mark this as chalk. Okay, so this is our highest point right here. Okay, so afterwards, what happened? Moving on, so after inducement taken out, okay, this confirms this our low. All right, and then we mark out this as our major break of structure. So you can also trade internal structures based on, you know, change of character, internal structure character, and you know, inducement sweep and all that. So this is also what I teach in my mentorship program. Once you've identified this, okay, we have a break of structure, major structure right here, right? So once market broke structure, right, this becomes a major structure high, all right, and this becomes a major structure low. Okay, so guys, I hope you're following just in that progression. Okay, now I don't want this video to be too long guys. Understanding of market structure in forex trading, I mean, is vital because it helps you to identify the correct structure, it helps you to identify the market trend, it helps you to spot ideal market structure high and low, support and resistance level, and as well help you make informed trading decisions. So like I said earlier, I don't want this video to be too lengthy. It is still the same thing that is replicating itself on the chart. So you can go over this video once more to have a better understanding and clarity. So if you want to have a clearer understanding of this, you can take a step higher and sign up for my mentorship program, where I hold you by the hand and guide you through the process. That's it for today guys on forex market structure. If you are still confused about how to map your structures correctly, you can watch this video multiple times to get a better understanding of this concept, and do well to practice and backtest the strategy. Okay, if you found this video useful, kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more forex valuable content, and tell me how you feel about this video in the comment section. You can also drop your questions and what content you would like to see next. I will be in the comment section to read your comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay connected to wealth.